Western honeybee. The western honeybee, with its signature black and yellow stripes, is the modest worker of the insect world, always buzzing around like it's late for a nectar collecting appointment. But don't be fooled by this adorable insect's sugary job description. Sure, it gives us honey, aka nature's liquid gold, but at the end of that fuzzy little butt, it's packing a punch, a venom-filled stinger, essentially a tiny fishhook of doom. So here's how it works. If you're unlucky enough to get on a honeybee's wrong side, which, let's face it, probably happens after you've swatted at it like a lunatic, that bee is gonna treat your skin like it's auditioning for Jaws. The stinger goes in like a harpoon, injects its venom, and suddenly, it's like your arm's been set on fire by a microscopic flamethrower. This pain would swell and itch you for several days with an unsettling skin discoloration around the bite area. But what's crazy in all this is that this bee dies immediately after it stings you because its barbed stinger is connected to its abdomen and vital organs. So when it pulls away from your flesh after stinging you, the stinger will practically tear its belly open. It's a gruesome and painful death, but this dedicated bee is willing to give up its life just to see you get 72 hours of premium pain for disturbance. It's like, if I'm going down, you'll remember me for days. Talk about being dedicated to the cause no matter what. Drumming wasp. If you've ever smashed your thumb with a hammer and immediately questioned every life decision, then you've had a sneak peek of what it's like to get stung by a drumming wasp. Except imagine that hammer is angry and dipped in lava. Yeah, way worse. The venom from a drumming wasp is like nature's version of pepper spray, except it's designed to incapacitate predators and, unfortunately, clueless humans who wander into their turf. But the good news is that before they turn you into a human pincushion, they'll continuously make a drumming sound to give you a warning, like a polite little wasp orchestra. That's your cue to leave, and fast. Because if you ignore their drumming solo, they'll swarm you like angry concert security, and it's on. These little gladiators don't mess around. With their retractable stingers, they can hit you not once, not twice, but multiple times. Think of it like getting into a boxing match where the wasp has brass knuckles and you're, well, just you. Each sting would literally feel like someone dropped a 50-pound sledgehammer from a 2-story building. Except just for kicks, that sledgehammer has been heated to be as hot as molten lava. The pain doesn't just hang out where you got stung either. Nope, it's like throwing a party throughout your entire body, radiating that deep fiery pain. Red swollen marks would also appear, accompanied by itching and burning that can last 15 hours or more. Just enough time for you to contemplate every wrong turn in life that led you into a wasp's living room. Red harvester ant. So you're out for a little stroll around your new backyard, admiring the scenery and feeling pretty good about life when you stumble upon what looks like a perfectly innocent anthill. And because curiosity apparently outranks common sense, you decide to mess with it. That's a very big mistake, because that little mound belongs to none other than the red harvester ants that, in terms of work ethic, put most of us to shame. These industrious little critters are always hustling, building their nests, and gathering seeds for the colony and their queen. But disturb their peaceful little kingdom, and they turn from diligent worker ants into an army of vengeful tiny ninjas with a serious sting. Red harvester ants don't mess around when it comes to defense. Their stinger, conveniently located at the tip of their abdomen, is like nature's own hot oil dispenser. The moment you're stung, it feels as though someone's dumping boiling oil straight into a wound. Yeah, real pleasant. It's like they have a personal vendetta against humans, and they're not afraid to let you know. The pain isn't just a quick sting either. Oh no. It's the kind of pain that makes you feel like you've been dragged across barbed wire, slowly. And once they hit you with that venom, it's immediate, it's brutal, and it sticks around like that one friend who never knows when to leave, lasting up to a full day. Yellow jacket wasp. When things go from bad to worse, people say it's like rubbing salt in the wound. But when a yellow jacket wasp stings you, it's more like rubbing ghost pepper paste directly into a paper cut, then setting that cut on fire for good measure. The pain feels like someone decided to turn your skin into their personal hibachi grill cranked up to max heat. The worst part is that the agony doesn't just chill in one spot. No, the venom spreads, dragging the fiery pain with it, making your skin feel like it's auditioning to host its own mini volcano. And just when you think you've survived the worst of it, that little wasp jerk decides to sting you again, like it's playing Connect the Dots with pain on your body. Now, after their mission of chaos is complete, you'll be left doing a bizarre dance that looks like the love child of the cha-cha and someone trying to extinguish a fire in their pants. Swelling, redness, and itching are the parting gifts from this tiny flying demon if you're lucky. But if you're not so lucky, the venom might just send your body into a full-on panic attack, causing your throat to swell and leaving you gasping for air like a fish that just got yanked out of the water. In severe cases, it gets so bad that you can't even swallow your own spit and would probably require medical care. So, next time you spot a yellow jacket buzzing around your barbecue, treat it with the same respect you'd give a live grenade, because frankly, both could ruin your day in ways you really don't want to experience. Bald-faced hornet. So, you've finally made it to Canada, ready to explore the great outdoors like the true adventurer you are. You find a perfect little wooded spot for a hike, but surprise! You've unknowingly just wandered into the territory of the bald-faced hornet, Canada's grumpiest woodland resident. And when you hear grumpy, we mean seriously ticked off. These black and white flying devils hate surprise guests more than a strict librarian at a rock concert. Now that you've crashed their space, they'll replace your peaceful hike with a front row ticket to Pain Central. Their go-to move? Sting, repeatedly, over and over. It's like being targeted by a tiny furious sniper, and each sting feels like you've been shot by a BB gun, except the bullets are dipped in pure agony. As the venom spreads through your system, you'll get that lovely burning sensation like someone's pumped molten lava directly into your veins. You'll have a solid day of throbbing, excruciating pain, and just when you think it's over, you'll notice small, evil bumps sprouting up where each sting landed. But hey, if you're allergic to their venom, it's about to get way more exciting. Your blood pressure could nosedive, your airways might swell like a balloon, and suddenly breathing becomes much harder than you remember. And if you don't get to a doctor faster than a Netflix binge, let's just say your new hiking buddy might be the Grim Reaper himself. Cicada killer wasp. Just imagine if Thor decided to quit the superhero gig and go into acupuncture, but instead of needles, he's using his hammer. That's exactly what it feels like when a cicada killer wasp makes you its unlucky target. The first sting would feel as if Muhammad Ali's spirit reincarnated into this bug and decided to give you a sucker punch with gloves made out of needles. It's like someone took all the pain you've ever felt, mashed it into one tiny spot, and then turned the dial up to 1,000,000. As the initial "I can't believe this is happening" pain fades, your limb swells up like it's auditioning to be the next inflatable bouncy house, and it's not exactly a look you want to show off. Now here's where it gets a little funny in an "are you serious" kind of way. Despite their monstrous size, we're talking up to 2 inches long, the male cicada killers are all bark and no bite. In fact, they can't even sting you. It's the females who are the real troublemakers. So if you see one of these airborne tanks coming your way, just remember, it's either you're totally safe or you're about to experience the kind of pain that makes you rethink every single choice that brought you to this moment. Japanese hornet. So you and your football squad decide to make the ultimate summer trip to Japan. Hiking, fun spots, and outdoor picnics. It's your last day and you and your buddy find a perfect chill spot on the grass. You're lying back, feeling all zen, when suddenly you hear a loud buzzing, and it's not your phone. You look up and there it is, a hornet. But not just any hornet, oh no. This thing looks like it's been hitting the gym, guzzling protein shakes, and taking massive to a whole new level. It's literally the size of your thumb, which coincidentally is what you'll be using to nurse your pain after this monster stings you. And if you're unlucky enough to get stung by Japan's very own winged Terminator, the pain basically feels like someone just rammed a white-hot iron poker right into your skin. The pain can send your body into an instant panic mode, and some people can even forget their names. This particular sting extremely hurts because the venom in these winged demons is like the world's worst cocktail of pain-inducing chemicals, one of which literally dissolves your tissue. Yeah, you heard that right. This hornet doesn't just want to sting you, it wants to melt you like an ice cream cone left out in the sun. And just when you think you've had enough, guess what? This sneaky assassin can spray venom directly into your eyes like some kind of toxic sniper from miles away. Picture this, you're writhing in the worst pain of your life, and then bam! Scorching hot poison in your eyeballs. It's like the hornet's personal signature move to make sure you never ever forget your trip to Japan. Red fire ant. So you finally worked up the courage to take your crush on a date and plan the perfect picnic. You've got the perfect spot and it's just peaceful, grassy, and extremely beautiful. The only thing is that it is a little bit out of town and completely free of distractions, or so you thought. it. Turns out you've chosen to have your first date in the exact location of a red fire ant nest, and these little demons do not like unexpected guests. People who have experienced the wrath of red fire ants say it feels like tiny burning coals are raining down on your skin, because these ants clearly take the fire part of their name a little too seriously. In fact, they seem to be on a mission to make sure your skin feels like it's literally on fire. Within minutes, those stings will transform into an itchy burning sensation that'll have you doing a very ungraceful dance of your own. And if you weren't already having a bad time, the stings will soon fill with gross yellow pus. That's when you know the fire ant's venom is working its magic. Black wasp. People who have had the misfortune of meeting the black wasp say it feels like being a human dartboard. Your skin is the bullseye and the wasp is a dart pro who never misses. But here's the kicker. The pain doesn't hit right away. Nope, this venom's got a flair for the dramatic. It takes its time, spreading through your skin like a slow-cooking stew of pure agony. At first, you might think, hey, maybe it wasn't so bad. But don't be fooled. Soon, it feels like someone's injecting boiling pepper sauce right into your veins. And instead of fading like a bad haircut, the pain just ramps up like the venom decided, oh, we're just getting started. It's as if it's drilling straight into your soul, turning what should have been a quick sting into an excruciating endurance test. Your skin will break into dark red spots like a cruel connect-the-dots game, except the only prize is more pain. This agony can last for about 2 days, but if you're really unlucky, you might end up with a swollen tongue, trouble breathing, or even go into shock. Yeah, because what's better than stabbing pain than adding a potential medical emergency to the mix? Oak ants. With oak ants, it's like Mother Nature woke up one day and thought, let's see how we can ruin someone's day in the most creative way possible. So she took a regular ant and gave it a PhD in chemical warfare. These little dudes are walking, biting chemistry experiments gone horribly, horribly wrong. When one of these pint-sized terrors bites you, it's not just the bite you have to worry about. The real headliner is when it sprays a toxic acid straight into the wound, like some evil scientist showing off their latest invention. The moment that acid hits your skin, it literally feels like someone went to a chemistry lab and mixed all the flesh-eating chemicals they could find. The pain is so intense, you might actually consider peeling your own skin off just to make it stop. And here's the kicker, oak ants are team players. They don't show up solo. Where there's one, there's probably an entire battalion ready to unleash their chemical attacks. So now, instead of just dealing with one acid-wielding maniac, you're smack in the middle of a microscopic World War I reenactment, complete with their own brand of chemical warfare. Fight, spray, repeat. That's their motto. And your only hope is to get the heck out of there before they turn your picnic into a full-on apocalypse. As painful as all these stings sound, what would most likely be more painful is not joining our Discord server to get all the entertainment you need. Bulldog ant. If you've ever felt the agony of a toothache, migraine, and accidentally rubbing habanero pepper in your eyes, you might have the tiniest inkling of what it's like to be stung by a bulldog ant. But to fully grasp the torture this ant can unleash, imagine taking every painful experience you've ever had, blending it into a nightmare cocktail, shaking it up, and injecting it into your skin with a red-hot needle. This ant is basically a six-legged taser with a venom so potent that it doesn't just stop at making you scream in pain, it can send your body into severe shock, and in some cases, death is a real possibility. The more horrifying fact about this ant is that it has successfully claimed 3 human lives. It's officially in the Guinness World Records as the most dangerous ant in the world. So not only do you get pain that makes you beg for mercy, but you also get the chance to have a very uncomfortable meeting with the Grim Reaper. Jack jumper ant. It's a scorching afternoon and you're deep in the jungles of southeastern Australia doing what you do best, capturing the beauty of wildlife. You're clicking away when you spot a group of black and orange ants, looking like they're on their way to the tiniest, angriest Halloween party ever. Naturally, you get ready to snap some shots, but then your guide casually mentions, oh, by the way, those are jack jumper ants, you might not want to get too close, they've killed 4 people around here. These tiny terror machines don't just sting, they dish out a pain that feels like you've been simultaneously burned with a red-hot iron and smashed with a sledgehammer. It's as if this ant compressed your lifetime suffering quota into one agonizing moment. The real misery comes when the jackjumper ant injects its venom, which can cause anaphylactic shock in about 3% of people. Let that sink in. This ant's sting is more likely to kill you than a shark attack. Yes, in the the Australian wilderness, it's the ants you have to worry about. To top it all off, jack jumper ants are not the shy, retiring type. No, these little maniacs are aggressive and have been known to chase people for meters, leaping through the air to sting repeatedly. It's like being hunted by a tiny airborne ninja with a serious grudge against your happiness.